Y'all. So last week we had a nice little discussion about insecurities that men need to get over when they get into relationships. And one of those insecurities is financial insecurity. Mm-hmm. Financial insecurity is when you're in a situation with a young lady and you feel the pressure to constantly show up in a way financially that might hold you back from your goals, that might slow down your progress in life. You might feel like, if she's bringing up trips, if she's sending you TikToks of little bars, little restaurants, stuff like that, you feel the pressure like you got to take her there. You know what I'm saying? She ain't sending you this for no reason. And even if it's out the budget for that pay period or for that just season in your life, you feel like you got to show up. So you go out of your way, you do it, you take money out your savings, or you might not even have a savings, you know what I'm saying? But you overspending and you're not focusing and putting your goals first because you feel like you don't want to upset your lady, you don't want to lose your lady. We're gonna talk about the remedy to that today, man.
If you lazy, you waking up at fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon and shit like that,
popping bottles,
you're setting the tone for everybody because you're the leader.
popping pills,
That's just what comes with being a man.
popping bitch ass niggas.
I don't want nobody making decisions over my life except me. Not a woman, not a judge, not an officer, not no motherfucker.
When them bullets hit him up, look like son had a seizure. Run up, give it up, you know the procedure. I be sipping Jack and honey.
I don't think nothing can make me feel like a man. I don't think nothing can make me not feel like a man.
Days on my collar.
You can't take the benefits of being a man without the responsibilities.
Give you niggas halos on God in the king.
Welcome back to Roses I Did. I'm your co-host, Terry Roseland.
I'm also your co-host, Jones.
And we got a special guest today, but before we introduce our special guest, I need y'all to know that this is the greatest show in the world, number one. But also, number two, this is the show we walk the path of self-improvement. We invite you to walk that path with us. We just want to be the best men that we can be in the community, as far as spouses, fathers, all of the above. We understand that everything is not our fault, but if you blame yourself, you make better decisions, man.
100%.
Welcome back for another week. We got our special guest, Fahim, in the building, man. You want to let them know who you are?
Yes, Fahim Muhammad, the Freedom Coach, Chartered Senior Financial Planner, Speaker, and Trainer. My whole thing is show you how to focus with your finance so you can get free.
Okay. Absolutely. And define free.
Basically, freedom is being able to have the availability of your time to do some of the things you want to do. And so basically, one of the things that we talk about that I share with the guys or in any relationship is pretty much the 3 levels when it comes to money. And a lot of times, just like anything, we always want to jump to the top thing.
100%.
And we don't never want to, the basic.
The
but
stairs.
Yeah. We don't want that. We just want the elevator. And so basically, you got financial independence, you got rich, and you got wealthy. And we don't realize that financial independence can give you so much peace, harmony within yourself and within your family if we just focus on that. But we focus so far on the high one. So when it comes to, trying to build finance in the family, we skipping this, again, the stairs, we want the elevator. And so I seen something, I think it was yesterday or whatever. Reggie Miller was talking about, they come to him, they want to learn how to shoot, be a great 3-point shooter. And he was saying that he don't do 3-point shoot. That's not how he built it. He did it all with the basics, the first level. And he called it 15, 17, 19. That he practiced shooting pretty much about a free throw, 2 feet, 17, 19, do that all around and then you build. It's the same concept in being financially independent and being free. You got some basic levels that you got to do, which will really help in a relationship as well. And there's certain things that guys got to do before they get to that point, before they talking about having a relationship, which, as you started with, which is why the dating thing go funky, because you skipping some stages and then you want to date, but you skip some stages, so it come back to hunt you. So that's what, the free part is.
One thing that I like when I asked you to define free, and the actual definition you gave, you didn't say the word money.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
You know what word he said? Time.
Yeah, time for sure.
Time. Having your time, right? So it's not about the money. I went to a conference. I was a lot younger, man. This is probably before I went to college. What's the guy who owned Fubu name?
Damon.
Damon.
Okay, Shark Tank. Yeah.
Shark Tank guy, yeah.
Damon
John, yeah. So I went to a conference with him, and it was the other Shark Tank guy there, the one Kevin O'Leary, the guy that like always
Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, so they was that. It was he wanted the nice hair.
Ball,
the ball, exactly, the ball
guy. Yeah.
So they was both talking about time and how true freedom and wealth is about time. It's not about how much money you have. It's about how much time that that basically you can give yourself back as far as your income, all your monthly expenses covered by passive income completely to the time. Like to the point where like he's like, bro, you could be a business owner.
Yeah.
Right? He was like, too much people spend time working in their business than on their business. Like the biggest thing is marketing, but you own a restaurant and you're the chef. Like you fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Because you at work all the time. So if your mom gets sick, he was like, when my mom got sick, I spent every single of the last days with my mom, every single day. I never left outside because of the systems I have in place. Versus you own a restaurant, you the chef, you gonna be fucked if you leave that restaurant.
No, they say you just own a job. That's what they say.
You own a job, yeah. I was also reading the cash flow quadrants with the same guy who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of he said you can be an employee, a business owner, or own a job, or an investor. But I'm like, at first I'm like, don't a business owner, ain't that somebody who, he was like, if you're a barber, for example, you just own your job. You're not.
Yeah, you're self-employed independent contractor. So the example.
Yeah, you're not a business owner. You know
the
what
example I get with that, so to make it simple, like a bakery. So you can have a person that loves, obviously, to bake, and they're very great at it. And so that person, that's all that they do. Yeah, you can make more money than you make on the job, but your time is still not bought. And then now you're looking at obviously you working in a person that you're renting the bakery from, because most of the time when people do their craft and trade, they don't own, the auto mechanic don't own the shop that they're in. And then it's another level, which is the level you really want to get to, which is ownership, which is you want to be the person that own the land, that own the property, that rent it out to the bakery owner, that rent it out to the contractor. And that's why McDonald's is the biggest gangsters, they done ran the script, because they not really a food company, they're a real estate company.
Yeah.
And so they own, so whatever, and they doing it big. So anytime you get a franchise, and we just going to estimate a number, you're going to give a certain percentage, 10, 20% back, because you're going to pay the rent on your franchise on the land that they own.
Yeah.
You seen that movie?
Uh-huh.
That shit was
Did
cold.
him dirty.
That shit was cold. That movie was cold. It's more, what is it called? The Founder?
Yes,
some
the
shit
Founder.
Like that?
Talking about the Ray Kroc story. Yeah,
it's on Netflix. If y'all want to check that out, make sure y'all check that out. Jones, what you got?
What when you was talking about like what's freedom, I've been to a few conferences in my younger years, and it was this guy. He would ask us. He would ask anybody, not just I was young at the time. He's asking adults like, "What's your freedom number? Like, how much money do you think it's gonna take for you to be free?" And some people were like, "Man, about probably like $250,000. I'd be free with that. I'd be cool with that. 100,000." Some people, maybe some executives like 500,000. And he's like, sound good. He say freedom is $1 more than your living expenses passively, like you said. Like let's just say if your living expenses, what it costs you to live per month, let's just say it's $5,000. If you make $5,001 in passive income, you're free because you on auto pay. So now what you just said, you got your time back. Now you know what I'm saying, you can go focus on maybe building getting rich. And then going into wealth.
Well, one thing I talk about, of course, in my book, and I guess we'll talk about it later after 5 Millionaire, is basically real talk is 3 things. One of 3 things you're going to need to do. Number one, you're going to either need to have a business. Doesn't matter if it's a part-time business or not. You're going to need to have a business, or you got to be investing into the market or real estate. There's no other way that you're going to accumulate wealth. Now, it's going to be sub things you're going to do, but it's going to come back to one of the 3 things. Either you investing it into the market, in real estate, or into business. And so what we teach in a book where financial independence is really just replacing your income. So people, tweak a little bit, $1 more, but if you are making hypothetically, so you don't have to guesstimate. And so that's why people don't hit this mark, because they guesstimate. So if you make, for the sake of example, we're going to say $100,000 a year, it could be $50,000. Then what happens is the simple formula that we show is you basically need to accumulate 25 times your income. So whenever you decide to quote stop working, you can live off the interest of that.
Yeah.
And so now you can have your income replaced. And what happens if you don't sit down with someone like me or read, of course, my book, right? That you don't understand that you got to, of course, account for inflation in there. And that's the game. And it doesn't take a lot. So like one of the things I do, I coach and mentor kids in track. And so one of the chapters in the book talks about, his name is Sean. And this is like my 5th or 7th book, whatever that I've done. But what inspired this was one of the college, he just graduated from college. And he was talking and he was asking about investing. So I'm like, hold on, you finna get a degree in this time and you went all this time and nobody done taught you about money and investing. I said, okay. And so the chapter that I wrote about him and he actually doing, and we set it up. And basically I told him from his age right now, coming out 22, pretty much if he do $10 a day, he'd be totally financial independent by the time he get age 50, and he'll have millions of dollars. He never ever have to work again. Now he can accelerate that if he do, based on his age, because everybody age is different and income is different. But just a minimum of $10 a day. And I said, everybody can find that. Even if you can do $10 a day, you could do $5 a day. The idea is that you have to start something, because right now, I promise you, when I sit down with different clients and people say, oh, $2 million ain't no money. Yeah, but you ain't got $2 million in your account right now. So, and see, that's the part that we miss, because we want to jump all the way to wealthy. No, buy your time back. Yeah. So right now, if we can get your quote, your rent paid for, or your mortgage paid for, your car note paid for, whatever your expenses are, and it's coming either from your business, either from your investments, or from your real estate, or a combination thereof, now you're free.
I was listening to a guy watching it. I was looking at YouTube. So I was watching a YouTube video and he said a lot of us, we don't start things because the reward is too far away. Like you usually start something if you can see and obtain the reward pretty quickly. You know, a good example is a job. You'll work, you'll do whatever it takes to, get the job, because, the first 3 weeks, when you get it, you get a reward. And that reward is bi-weekly or weekly or twice a month, whatever you want to call it. But the steps to like build wealth, like I'm not sure how he received the young man, is it Sean?
Yes.
I'm not sure how he received. He's 22, and you told him,
Oh, we set it up. He received it well. So
okay,
we came to the office. We met. I set up. He gonna be paid. Yeah, we set up everything. And what I really talked to him about, and this is the big thing, I said, man, he got a nice young lady, that he, met in college. And I was like, hey, I'm telling you right now, do not, first thing I told him, do not be so excited to get a place, because you ain't really getting a place for you. You getting a place so you can spend time with her. I said, that's going to cause you to go broke. I said, listen to me. I said, bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Give your mother $300, $500, $600, whatever she desire, which is going to be way less than half. Give me 12 months and I'm going to show you how to play this game. So now, so he's doing everything that I'm telling him to do. So now in 12 months, when everybody else is still in debt or they renting, now he's either going to have a 3 to 4 unit I'm going to put him in, or put him in a condo. Then after a year, then he's going to be able to rent that or sell that. He's winning, where he couldn't do that before. So now you're going to have income coming in now. Let's say he only cleared $500, and it takes $3,000 for him to live. He only got $2,500 left, because I got $500 coming in, buying that time back. So if that $600 pay a car note, then now you buying, that's less time that you got to spend on a job to do that.
Man, 22. There's no way he cannot go make it.
Yeah, he gonna be hot with it.
We moving a little fast though, man.
Oh, my bad. I jumped in. Okay, my bad.
Moving a little fast. So, how was y'all week, man?
We sure ain't say that.
We jump straight into the money.
My week is smooth. I told y'all about the interview I had. I had a part two to the interview today, and I had to take a test or whatever. And I found out the person before me, I got a little plug. It's like the person before you, they got an 83 on the test. So you need to do a little bit higher than that. You know what I'm saying? But I got, she told me I had a 90%. So I'm pretty sure I got it, but that's, I found out Tuesday. So we've been going smooth as far as that. I'm sore. Like I'm a gym head. I'm in the gym all the time. I'm normally not sore, but my gym got some new equipment and it looked cool. I hop on it. I felt like I was new all over again. I'm like,
It looked cool to your ass.
It looked cool.
I knew that was gonna happen when you moved that mic.
Oh damn. You said what?
Yeah.
I'm good. But yeah, the new gym equipment. I look at that shit like let's just say a kid at their school and they got a playground in the back and they put a new swing out there.
Everybody gonna be on it.
That's how I look at the gym equipment. So overall, man, my week is smooth. Yo, my sister. This is a highlight to my week. This is definitely the highest. It ain't even a job. The job thing, me passing the interview, that's second place. My sister, I think I was headed to my girl crib, and my sister called me like, "Yo, stop by the house. Let's stop by my house." I'm like, "All right, cool." I'm like, "What's up? You good?" She's like, "Yeah, but whatever you do, just make sure you stop by. Like, you ain't got to come in or nothing. Like, just stop. Make sure you stop by my house." I'm like, "I bet, cool." So I get there, I pull up, and she come outside, and she started talking to me about probably like a couple weeks before. Remember when I was going through, I didn't get the other job, and I was really down about it or whatever. And I sent my family a text message. You know what I'm saying? That's my safe space. I could be super vulnerable with my family.
Okay.
So I really let them know how I was feeling. And my sister, she didn't say anything. She gave me some encouragement after that. But what I had said to the family, I didn't realize, but that really was sitting on her heart, like heavy. So I pulled up and she gave me a Bible. And like what was dope about it, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't had a Bible since I was probably like going to church with my mama as a shorty.
Okay.
Like, you know, everything online, everything on the phone, all of that. So she gave me a physical Bible, and she had tabs, and she put tabs throughout the Bible with certain scriptures, and it's certain notes that she handwritten, and it was just like the time that she spent doing that. Because when you buy a Bible, it's just the Bible.
It's just right.
You got to do all this. It's highlighted a certain script. It was just like, I'm like, yo. I'm like, that was solid.
Yeah,
that was
dope,
solid.
That was
my
dope,
eyes got a
though.
little water when she gave it to me. I'm like, hey, I love you, man. Get out of here.
Yeah, that was right on time, huh?
That was right on time, for sure.
How's your week, man?
Definitely the week was a great. Today probably was a little bit tougher. But one of the things that was good is that, and this is real funny, sometimes you got to be careful that everything that's good to you ain't good for you. Oh, yeah. And so basically they have these little health gummies. I repeat, they're health gummies. And for whatever reason, I was eating them like now laters, okay? I was eating like candy. And like my stomach, everything was clogged. So I end up scheduling an appointment, getting a colonic. So it was still good. So I got cleaned out. So that was real good because I felt so good. So then when I went running, I was like, wow, I ain't felt this good about the last 2 months or so, right? So that part that was good. Definitely today was a main reflection. Found out, of course, earlier today, my brother died today.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
Yeah. So, but you know, one thing that's good, I did get a chance to see him. I was that February, I believe. And it was funny. My brother was just so funny. He didn't have his whole life together. I got two brothers, so he was with my older brother in the house. So my older brother had left, and then he got the call to come back because he was in hospice care at the house. So we kind of wasn't expecting it today, but kind of with that. But I got a chance to let him. That's one thing I tell people, man. Whatever's your goals and your dreams, definitely as a man, don't let nobody hold you back. You got to go for them because nobody know the time and the hour.
Yeah.
But because I strive to my best ability, man, to help myself and help my people, definitely young men and anyone that'll listen, obviously, as I was dealing, me and my brother dealing with stuff regarding the funeral, and it just hit you. I don't know, certain songs that trigger. I play, and they say maybe I should have listened to Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige song came on. Next thing I know, I just lost it.
Yeah.
Lost it. But it's all good spirit, man. And one of the reasons I just all the things. Both of my brothers have just helped me to be, the way I am. One is an older that we aspire to do. My other brother just right underneath me, but he kept me sharp. In truth, he the one that stopped me that nobody have ever stole on me more than my brother. So he done broke yet. Oh, my brother used to. Oh, I promise you, at the friend, and everybody. Oh, he was still on you in a minute. Oh man, my jaw. Oh my God.
His little brother?
Just 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, he definitely. We all three scrap, but I go to wars with both of my brother. With God bless him, so one of my brothers now. But definitely, man. And, that's a great, just great experience, man. And I just wish everyone had a friend or a brother, you know, that they can really, you know, have that too. So but my week was, you know, good other than that, but it's still great things.
For sure.
Absolutely, man. My week was a little interesting, man. I was just in a barbershop earlier, and my barber telling me the funniest story, bro. You know how you try not to laugh so you won't fuck your beard up? Like, it was one of those, man. This man say he went to church. He's at church, and the lady announced, "Hey, I have taffy apples. I'm doing a taffy apple charity sale, whatever.
Okay.
For $29, you're gonna get 24 taffy apples."
Okay.
He said, "All right, put me down for a case of taffy apples." He paid the bread, and then she sent a text, and she like, "Hey, just so you know, the $29 is a donation. Once you get the taffy apples," she's like, "it's gonna be another $60, but you could sell the taffy apples for $2 each to make your money back. But you got to give me the $60 up front." So he
in church.
So that's a
paid
$90.
$89.
That's a $90 finesse. Oh my! Are you
He paid
kidding me?
$89 for 24 taffy apples.
Wow.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
So I guess
Bro.
with the 29, I guess she's saying selling for $2. Plus you had to give it.
Hey, hold up.
Bro.
Get my money back.
Like, we not trying to hear none of that.
No.
None of that, bro. So
That's
he's like,
nasty as hell.
he like, when I get him, I ain't gonna be happy to see the goddamn taffy apples. He was like, I was gonna take him, because he a barber. He like, I was gonna bring him to the barber shop, let everybody get one for free. Now I forgot, eat all of them. $89. I'm like, bro,
She bogus. What?
Yeah, that's different.
I ain't
That's
doing no
different.
church charities, bro. That's a scam, bro. That lady is scamming people, bro. That was hilarious, G.
And you can sit
yeah,
up
that
there
was-
and do that with a straight face. And you announce that from the pulpit. Boy, I tell you.
Absolutely, man. This week we got a new segment on the show. What we gonna call this segment when we highlight our black owned beverages, man?
That's whiskey, right?
It's whiskey. You know I'm a whiskey guy.
Whiskey
And I'm-
wisdom.
And I'm also a pro-black guy. So we got some black-owned whiskey. Sir Davis, by none other than Beyonce knows.
Oh, yeah.
She was pretty expensive too. I ain't gonna lie. We're gonna sip this slow.
You're going to call it whiskey wisdom.
You might not be finished drinking this to goddamn rose gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna take your time with that one.
Absolutely, man.
That's the stuff you put in that, you put in the case under a light.
Right. Yeah,
You
you
take
bring it
a
out on
shot every
certain
quarter.
occasions. Right.
Yeah, but you know, we just want to start highlighting some different black brands.
Ain't gonna lie, that's what this is.
Yeah, that's what this is.
This tastes pretty good. Ain't gonna lie.
It's fire.
I'm not even like a whiskey drinker. Y'all know he drink like an old fucking man. He be at the fuck- we go out. He like, yeah, let me get a vodka and Coke. He be ordering shit
I don't
like
drink
that.
vodka. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
getting a
but-
whiskey sour, Moscow. Irish Mule. That's pretty much it. But I
So
am
when
a
you
whiskey
go out
guy.
there, you sit at the bar and buy all the women drinks at the bar.
It depends on what season of life I'm in. Now listen, 2024. What's this year?
25.
Oh
Last
my
year,
God,
nigga.
bro. 2024. I was tripping. If the line was taking too long at the bar and there was girls in front of us, they're like, hey, what the fuck y'all want, man? Like, I'm buying everybody to drink just to get y'all the fuck out the way. It ain't even got to be I'm attracted to y'all. I don't want to talk to y'all. Now they sitting around waiting on me to shoot my shot. I'm like, get the fuck out the way. Like,
That's not why I'm here.
Yeah, but no, other than that, I ain't buying a bunch of chicks at the bar, no drink. That's actually a great segue into our topic. Now, when I'm out with my friends, my female friends is actually my friends, I'll buy them a drink. I'll treat them for sure. With my lady, of course. But just at the bar, I ain't doing that no more. I'm not even approaching a woman. I'm on some single shit when I was single. On some single shit.
Yeah, we won't keep you out of trouble.
I'm not even approaching a woman at the bar.
You not say it again?
I'm not approaching a woman at the bar.
Oh yeah.
If I see a
that's
woman
what's
I'm
up.
attracted to, women gonna hate that I'm saying this. I don't give a fuck. Niggas, look, this is some game. If you out and you see a woman you attracted to and you don't try to spend no bread, why are you shooting your shot near the bar?
Bruh.
It's a setup.
Stay away from go stand by the DJ.
That's correct. That's correct. At the bar
Catch
is a
her
setup.
somewhere else. Catch her by the
That's
bathroom.
the bar is a setup.
Do not be standing by the bar trying to shoot your shot because she gonna get thirsty.
Yeah, that's out one on
And
one.
not thirsty for you. Thirsty for some.
And they
for
and
a
she
beverage.
coming in there. She coming there to run. That's they all say, oh, they not trying to run game. That's part of her game. They come there planning not to spend, and they
Yeah.
sit at the bar and they gonna bet the eye
And see who gonna buy a
yeah,
shot.
Yeah, and they
You
just
know what
come there.
you know what you do? You wait till she got a drink in her hand, because that's somebody else about to drink.
Let another sip.
She gonna sip slow because she don't know when her next lick coming. So when she get her drink and she got her drink in her hand, that's when you shoot your shot. She ain't gonna go ask you for another one while she drinking that one. So I'm telling y'all,
that's funny. I remember I forgot who said it on a TikTok or something like that. It was like, if you was a woman for a day, first thing you doing. It was like a funny little segment asking guys, like, you was a woman for the day, what's the first thing you gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna go out and have a ball and not spend no money. That women can go outside and have the time of their life. Don't spend $1.
Yeah.
I would run the play. Yeah, I would just go back on that. Do it just for a week. Yeah, do it for a week. Don't pay for no lunches. Don't pay for no dates. Don't pay for anything, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna give y'all some simple math, right? Because I want to talk about financial insecurity, and that's basically you feeling the pressure and succumbing to the pressure of spending money that you don't have. Because first of all, let's step back a little bit. Just because you can buy something don't mean you can afford it.
Yep.
Right? Just because you have the money in your account and you can technically purchase this thing don't mean you can actually afford to be purchasing this particular thing right now. You might need to be saving that money for something else. If you get to the end of the month and you got your phone bill on auto pay and now you got to check your overdraft, you couldn't afford to do the shit that you was doing.
Right.
Like you couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm saying that this is experience. I'm telling you, I got to fucking up. So we're gonna do some math. When you out, you a single guy, you taking chicks on dates, right? You want to take girls on dates? If you in Chicago, drinks is about, you go to the Hoxton. I'm giving y'all
we're gonna put
real
a drink and an activity with it. We're gonna put drink, activity, and meal because that's normally a date. Them
facts.
three things.
We're gonna add up the whole thing.
Okay.
The Hoxton, the drinks is $24 a drink.
Minimum.
$24. Let's say you and her get 2 drinks each at the Hoxton. That's not even a lot. 2 drinks each.
So you had
That's
$100.
Yeah, that's.
You said 24 each, right?
Yeah, so that's 4 drinks. So you had $96 off that.
Yeah.
Right? You go, y'all grab something to eat. Let's say y'all sit down and go to a restaurant and get something to eat.
And of course, you know they want to eat.
A simple restaurant. We ain't saying Noble. We not saying y'all going to Flaves. It's gonna be $80.
100%.
Minimum, $80, right? And then
If you put an activity.
what activity we doing?
It could be anything from
Bowling.
It could be anything from a show. It could be anything from a play. Just any activity.
For sure. So we're gonna say what, about $80, $100, something like that?
Don't
Just
fuck
keep it
around. Go bowling and take your ass to Lucky Stripe if you want to.
Don't go to Lucky Strike.
Bro, you gonna pay $120 for bowling.
Yeah, why Lucky Strike so much?
Bro.
I went up there and I'm so glad I was with the type of chick I was with. And this something perfect for the topic. I was with a chick who I was working with at the time. We went up to Lucky Strikes and we woo, and they was like, oh, it's 120. And she was like, I was finna pay. Perfect example. My dumb ass was finna pay for it.
Yep.
Why? Because I'm right here. I didn't expect it to cost as much, but I'm right here. She say 120, shorty right there. It's that pressure. This is financial insecurity. I wasn't secure enough with myself to say, nah, I'm not paying for that shit. Cause I'm worried about what she gonna think. She gonna think I'm broke. She ain't gonna want to go out with me no more. She gonna woo. So I'm just like, all right, fuck it. Come on. She like, nigga, no. She like, nigga, we not paying $120 to bowl. We finna go somewhere else. She like, thank you, man. We're good. And I'm like, yes.
That's what's up. That's
You know
what's
what I'm
up.
saying? So,
That's what's up.
and that was me younger.
That's a no. Maybe a
Overthinking.
keeper. You put that on the list. Maybe a keeper, right?
Maybe a keeper. Maybe a keeper. For sure. So you put an activity on, we already at 176. You put an activity on there that's even $60. We just going on the low side. We looking at $236.
So let's round that to 240 just for the sake
We're
of
gonna
it.
round it to
Because you ain't putting no tips for nobody.
Yeah. There you go. Paying for parking. You're gonna pay for parking. We're gonna put
So
another
let's make it
dub on that.
250. We could
Put a
We're gonna
dub.
put another dub on that. 250, 260, whatever. That's your ballpark. Now, you a single man.
Yep.
You on Hinge, you swiping. You telling all these chicks that you gonna woo, you gonna do
You
this, you
finna
gonna do that.
level up, huh?
Let me tell y'all this, bro. And y'all can jump in at any moment because I feel like I'm talking too much. If a woman's experience on Hinge and a man's experience on an app like Hinge are completely different, because a woman on Hinge is sitting there, men are liking her, whatever the case may be, and she's sitting back waiting on you to start the conversation. When you start the conversation, she's seeing how well are you conversating with her. Now, if this is a woman that's super attractive, she might have like 6 of these a day. If it's a woman who just, she chilling, she doing her thing, She might have 2 a week, whatever the case may be. But either way, she's sitting back, letting the likes flow in. She letting y'all start the conversation, and she's picking which guy she wants to go out with. And she might pick like, oh, this guy's cool, this guy's cool. She could go out with all these niggas. I was gonna cost her some time.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. Now, your experience on Hinge is you're swiping, trying to see which chick like you, trying to see who you could game up. And when you finally find one who do respond to you, now you feel like the only way to link with her is to do what?
Take out
On a dating app. We not saying this your homie, this your friend on Facebook that you've been Facebook friends with for 6 years. Because you went to high school, you can just call her over, Netflix and chill, and you smash. This Hinge, you're gonna have to offer to take her somewhere.
Yep.
$256. You do this shit once a week.
Well, this is the thing that I would share as we was kind of talking about this before. Obviously, coming from the financial thing, and this is where a lot of times that people don't realize in a relationship, it is what it is, and it's that old saying, where there's no finance, there's no romance. They go hand in hand. And one of the things that I would probably share with men and women need to understand as well, and a lot of times people ain't gonna like what I'm getting ready to say, but I'm really keeping it a buck, that an older man need a younger woman, and a younger woman need an older man. So let me break that down, because I'm talking about the finance. So just say you, number one, because a man has a burden of performance, but it takes time for you to be able to show that you don't earn it. It's just what it is. When we 18, 19, 20, we don't know nothing for nothing. Where women, not saying they have to know anything, but their gift is their beauty that they get. They don't have to do nothing for it.
Yeah.
It's their gift. And so therefore, when they get 18, 19, 20, they want the world. And not saying they shouldn't, because obviously if I had a daughter versus having sons, but if I had a daughter, I would want her daughter that want, somebody to give her the world. So what happens is that is no way from a mathematical perspective, and I know we don't like to hear this, but it's no way that a 21-year-old should be dating a 21-year-old. He gonna be broke, and she's gonna go on to the next. Because by hypergamy, how women are, they want the best. And because they want to continue to go up the floors to see if they can do better, even though this person got the potential, they always want to, it's just how it's made. And the guy, he gets stuck. This is this cycle that we get stuck in, and we trying to prove and realize we putting bad money, good money after a bad time, and it's not going to suffice. And so from the time you 18, I'm telling the men, I know women, y'all want to hear this because I'm trying to wake the guys up for you, that from 18 to real talk about 35, my suggestion is you need to work, quote, a job and a half or a job in a business, or work your business, because you need to build up your capital. You need to build up the experience. You need to build up everything, because there's no way mathematically, let's go with the 250. Since I sit down with clients, and the number one thing is you got to do a budget. And like you say, guys, sometimes they forget that, they got a budget. They just, I've got money coming in and I'm taking it out and I'm impressed. They ain't really did the math if they ain't sit down with somebody like me, but let's do 250. So if you doing, most women want to go, they want you to do something more than once a week, but we going to keep it to just a Saturday. All this Saturday and Sunday, I don't know about all what she talking about, right? Yeah. That was just a Saturday. That's just one day, right?
For sure.
So you looking at now, that's $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Listen, it's statistic-wise. You can Google it, you can check it, you can fact check it. The average person does not have over $500 monthly discretionary income. He doesn't have it. So now if he's spending that, he's actually going in debt for a date for somebody who's not going to be with them. It don't matter, good reason, right reason, the vibes ain't right, all of that. Oh, I'm hitting it. All right, go ahead.
I'll never forget we did some similar math to this. We added it up for a year. And I think we were saying like a little bit over $1,000 a month, like maybe $1,200 a month over the year. You can spend 15 bands on dates and you single. Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. You got to do the math.
Jesus you can't write that off for nothing.
You know what the worst part about it? The more money you make, the more of a problem it becomes. That lifestyle creep is also dating too. Yeah. Because when you 18, it might be Chili's. It might not be the 250 because you might be going to Chili's and that's it. Chili's, a movie, whatever the case may be. But the more money you make, the better restaurant you go to, the bigger activity you do. So it turns into maybe for an 18-year-old, where it might be $400 a month, to once you get older, now it's $1,000 a month.
Look at it like,
you would never, it's going to keep up. You'll never be able to get away from it.
Look at it like a percentage. Let's just say if you 18 years old, you working at a fast food restaurant, y'all going to Chili's, you spending 25% of your check on dates, right? Which is a lot considering you ain't making that much. Boom, you get promoted. Let's just say now you're working at a factory. You're making a little bit more money. Lifestyle creep kicks in. The percentage stays the same. You still spending 25% of your money, but it's more money that you're spending because you're making more.
Yeah.
And so if you just every time you elevate,
black truck now. You ain't taking it now. You ain't driving your car. You ordering her a black truck to meet you at the spot. You wildin'.
Man, I got the one story that sticks with me that I'm still pissed off about, and this happened about 3 years ago.
Okay.
This is New York.
It was 3 months ago, bro. Don't listen to
He want to push it to 3 years. But
I'm dating a chick or whatever, and while things were good, you know what I'm saying, we talking, her birthday, it was in like November. We probably was talking about this in the summer or something like that. Like, everything cool, we get it. Like, oh, for your birthday, yeah, we definitely gonna go somewhere. We gonna go whatever, I don't know, Jamaica or something like this. Blah, blah, ooh. So I told her we going on a trip on the birthday. As the birthday gets closer, we start falling out. We ain't broken up, but like shit is rocky.
Salty,
it's a little rocky or
okay.
whatever, right? So I'm in my head, my first mind, which I ignored. We all know never do that. My first mind said, "Nigga, fuck that trip, fuck her, all that shit." But I want to be a man of my word. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want that on your jacket. He broke up with me right for my birthday. That broke ass nigga. He knew we had a trip coming up.
He want to be on blast.
Nah.
So birthday come up, we still technically together. So I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go or whatever. Now, in my checkings account, I didn't have the money to go pay for a whole trip.
Okay.
Definitely had it in my savings. My goofy ass ended up spending about $4,000 out my savings on this trip between flights, you know what I'm saying, the hotel, money while we out there. That shit add up quick.
It do.
You know what I'm saying? So I spent $4,000 on that trip. I broke up with her while we was out there.
No.
Hey, you know the crazy part? And I'm gonna tell you the truth. She was that only holding on for the trip.
Damn near.
She damn knew that shit was. I didn't have women, and this is one of my favorite things to do as a single man is to stay cool with a chick, like real friends with a chick that I used to date, because they'll tell you a lot of the truth about women. I don't got sisters, so I don't be knowing.
Yeah.
But man, I done had a chick tell me she'd be like, man, I'm dating this nigga. The nigga, like, she might have a kid. She had a kid. Like this particular story, she had a kid, and she like, yeah, I'm dating this nigga, and he don't want to like we're getting more serious, and he haven't asked to meet my son. So it's giving me the vibe that he just don't want to be serious with me. He don't want to be involved like that. And even if he do, and he don't want to meet my son, it just don't make sense for me, whatever the case may be. But Valentine's Day around the corner, my birthday around the corner, I'm just gonna hold on to this shit. I need my gifts. I need my shit. Like, I've been fucking with this nigga for 2 years. Like, he owe me that. Ooh. Guys, y'all better get the fuck out of there when it's
they
time to go.
They always break up with us emotionally first before they physically. Whenever you get it is there. One of the things you were saying that really that we have to get, and because when women, even though they want to date, but yet they still want the leadership, is that this is definitely is game, or is really straight to the point. We have to operate in the male masculine frame all the time, and since the leadership is on us. We turn it over to them when we dating how they want to date versus how we want to date. So just like we supposed to have penis discipline, we got to have financial discipline. Mm-hmm. And so because if you can't lead her on a date and not to overspend, because it's normal, it's her job. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that. You got to be able to lead. No, we not getting that because you got the plan. You the leader, you the vision, you the one that providing the legacy. Mm-hmm. And if we don't learn penis discipline young, or when you initially dating and learn, the same thing, the financial discipline, we chasing 8-ball, and you're going to wonder why you're not getting ahead, and we're going to turn around want to blame them. But as you were saying that one thing earlier, everything ain't your fault, but when you say it's your fault, you can make change. So guess whose fault it is? It's your fault.
My fault.
She might have finessed at you, but you still gave it to her. You still spent it when you didn't spend it. So that wasn't coming at you now.
No, I ain't take it like that. But even before this conversation, I always looked at myself. I never looked at her like, man, she a bad person.
I tweaked. That's how you got
I tweaked.
I tweet.
I tweet.
Players fuck up too.
Yeah, man.
They fuck up bad.
Now, one thing I want to share on the financial side, on the game to this is you pretty much need to have pockets. So you want to look at a suggestion, look at your relationship just like any company. Okay. And a company know they're going to have petty cash. They know it's going to be things that come up, but there's no things that we need this to run the business. This cannot change. And it's the same way even in the relationship. So you talked about your savings. So one of the things that when we talk that I suggest to men in general and the women to even respect it, that number one, before you really talking about escalating seriously with a woman, you should have at least a minimum, and this is the minimum, it's really more, but a minimum 3 months to a year of your emergency expenses. That's the basic necessities such as your roof over your head, your transportation, your basic building a house. So even if you lost your job, you at least, because it's taken out, like I say, minimum in 3, but it's taken on an average anywhere between 6 to a year to really find you. We hear it on the internet every day.
A year.
Yeah, easily. So you need to have minimum of that, and that cannot be tapped, because if you cannot build up your emergency fund, there's no way you're gonna be financial independence, and you can't secure your family.
Question: how old were you when you got a hold of all of this? Like, I'm pretty sure everybody make mistakes.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So when did you start? You know, when did it click? When did you get all of the discipline to like, I bet from this day forward, I'm gonna work my way.
Man, one is always consistently learning. But this is a funny story. When I learned, like, people talking now, what I learned, I'm gonna say I had to be maybe 22. I think it was my first. It was my second job. I was working for the state, and this is how I got into this profession. And what happened is they had a union meeting, right? And we were sitting in a union meeting, and I'm working for the government, so I think I'm winning. Like, this years ago, I think I'm winning, right? Everybody tell you go to school, get a good education, get a government job, right? And you think you're okay. So we were sitting in the union meeting. I don't know what it's about. I'm still young. I'm just enjoying life. I'm thinking I'm winning, right? And it was like, hey, the governor said something about they ain't got the budget right, and they're going to be laying off. And I was like, what that mean? I know what that mean. What that mean? Because I thought if you show up early, you stay late, shut up, you don't get no trouble, you ain't supposed to lose your job. I said, what that mean? They said, you probably ain't gonna have no job. I said, shut your mouth. What you talking about, right? And so everybody else, and if you know anything about me, I might just be direct with it. So people was walking out, I was like, hold it. I raised my hand. I said, what exactly do that mean? They said, well, it's probably going to be some budget cuts. So I said, you telling me I left from a small job to come to the government I thought was a better job, and I almost ended up with no job. Right. So to answer your question, that was the first sign of reality in my early 20s that I realized that if you don't do something for self, if you don't work together, you can come up short out here. So when I say this, and I don't mean mean when I say this now, is that because I'm on fire and brimstone, not just on podcasts, on books and presentations, telling people you got to have your emergency fund. You got to plan your own retirement. You got to have some side way to make money. And if you are a man and a woman, y'all together, y'all got to work together as a team. And ain't no such thing as a partnership. Just like in everything you go, somebody got to be the head. Somebody got to be the second in charge. And so all of this is a process. And so then that was the first thing about the job. Then another lesson regarding a relationship. Me and one of the guys I went to school with, he bought his girl a Benz, fur coat, and she still left.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no.
yeah. But I'm just saying, you just think, and so that's what I'm saying. So in these things is that you got to realize you got to keep the male frame. So I would say my father had me right. I went to college, got discombobulated, and had to get back right. Because school. Yeah. No, real talk. My father had me right. I went to college and got totally messed up. Got totally indoctrinated and totally messed up.
Freedom.
Yeah, I thought men and women. No, I thought men and women was equal. That was the first mistake. It is not that way. If that was that way, God would have made us that way. It's a reason why it's men, woman, children, and then animals. It's just facts. It's a reason why we have a monopoly on strength. They have a monopoly on sex, but we got a monopoly on strength. There's a reason why if you study from the history that right now that women-ran countries, I think it's maybe only 5 pushing it. Obviously, we don't even know them because they ain't got nothing. And if they want it, a man just gonna come take it because that's just how it is. And so through that, though, by thinking everything 50-50, I'm planning on, and some of the guys I know, they fell for the same okie doke. They thinking, okay, she's going to, I'm counting on her. That's the number one mistake a man better not ever make. Any and everything, anything she does is good. I'm not saying she shouldn't contribute or support if that's y'all agreement. I'm telling you, that cannot be what
Don't
you
count
depend
on
on. Oh, absolutely not. Because if she find another way, you stuck.
Yeah.
It ain't pretty. It is what it is. And don't blame it on her, because you should have kept the frame of being a leader. And so we have
like
relinquished
that.
some of that. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
I like that he brought it back to like because a lot of times like a lot of what you saying, and I'm gonna say this. You know the Red Pill podcast?
This is
Yes, yeah.
So a lot of what you saying is parallel to that until that last point
Yep.
of it comes back to you. Because I think a lot of what you're saying is a lot of it is true. At the end of the day, a lot of it is true for a lot of guys. A lot of guys got different experiences, but for the average guy, a lot of what you're saying is absolutely how this shit goes 10 times out of 10. But the mistake a lot of guys make that put them on the real red pill side of things is it's the woman's fault.
Yes.
Now you gotta
That's the
come back to
biggest
you.
difference. That's
Because
the
you
biggest
saying,
difference. Is taking ownership.
You saying the same terms, hypergamy, masculine frame, like these are all verbiage that the red pill community used. But like he said, when you wrapped it up, you pointed the finger back here.
Yeah.
And in that community, like bro say, like it's like, yeah, you gotta watch out for women. And so when you push the blame and you push the responsibility and you depending upon them acting right, so her behavior is gonna dictate the direction of your life.
Yeah, no, it's on you. And like I say, and it's really, it's just the mindset and the plan. Because again, when you don't have no vision, and then, so it's a catch-22. We want to lead, but then we ask them. You got to make up your mind which one you want to do. Yeah, they're going to support and they're going to assist and give an opinion. But at the end of the day, if you look at anything that's successful, that's function, it is what it is. It got to be, as they say, the buck start and stop here. It got to be ahead. If you look at any particular company, there's a reason why best practices is a CEO. You got assistant or a chief financial officer, or you got a president and vice president, or you got a coach and you got an assistant coach. At the end of the day, though, the coach or the CEO or the principal of the school, they're the one that drive the vision. And when everything goes wrong, they're not going at nobody else. You got to look at the man in the mirror, and you got to get and change it.
I got a few questions, and this is just I want to get your perspective on a few things. When it comes to relationships and how things go, right? Going back early in the podcast, we were saying that 21-year-olds shouldn't date each other, and a guy should, from 18 to 35, should be focused on his finances. I'm not mad at that at all. I think that the more you earn, the harder it is. I don't say the more, but once you get to a certain threshold of earning, when you're at the top of the food chain for your community, not for America, but just if you coming from the hood and you making 110, 100, you kind of at the top of the food chain.
Making even 75,000, you're gonna be at the 75,000 plus. You at the top.
Once you hit that top of the food chain for your environment, it's harder to find genuine love. You know what I'm saying? What would you say to that? To the guy who's like, all right, I waited to 35 to find love. Now I feel like they all just want the bread. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, one thing we gotta go ahead and accept that is what it is. They definitely that's our job. So that part is gonna happen. But the other part is what else are they bringing? Because basically, from a biological and spiritual thing, it's our job to populate the earth. So number one, you're looking for obviously sex or and family. That's what you're looking for. It's just pretty much that simple. And the challenge that's happening is, which is real tough. I'm gonna start with the men first, but I'm coming back to what you're looking for in them is that. Just like anything, you realize in order to be a decent basketball player, you got to get a coach. You get someone to train you. In order to be a teacher, you go to somebody's school to get that. But when it comes to money and relationships, the two things that are the most important, you ain't got no official classes and no training. So I'm saying that to say that men, because a lot of times, sometimes our fathers are there or not there, and uncles are there or not there. Like obviously, a lot of my uncles, gangbang, etc. Obviously, I'm from, the streets, and then got blessed that my mother couldn't take it no more, gang bang me, slap me, sent me to my dad to change my life. Because she was like, what you doing with that gang? Oh, your symbol on your neck, all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. So to answer your question, get straight to it, is that you have to find someone to mentor you as a man that has masculinity traits. Now, let's bring this back when you talk about picking a mate. The challenge is that, and it's real tough, because it is so much trauma. And I'm going to talk about directly my family as well as community. And we may not realize at least 60 to 70%, they say the numbers may even be higher, but 60 to 70% of women have been taken advantage of by some man in their family or some man that they know. That trauma, they never actually deal with it. And so therefore, you take that in addition to hey, you don't need no man. You could do all good by yourself. Don't let nobody tell you that. So you take that in addition to that trauma, and then you look at the peer pressures, no examples. And so one of the things, as I was sharing with one of the this athletic coach, is that back in the day, we used to have what I call the SOP, which was the spiritual or the family book that talked about how family's supposed to be done. Now these days, it's just free fall. Everybody do what they want to, when they want to, and how to. And what I mean by SOP is the best practice or the standard operating procedure. And so now you got men acting like women want to be men. And so the roles are messed up. Yeah. And so one of the things, to answer your question directly, is someone that actually want to, you got to pick someone that's your status. If you only make 75, quit trying to date the woman that and her taste, and she got champagne taste, and you got beer money. It just doesn't work. So that's the first thing. No matter how much she like you, if that's what she's on, no matter what you do, you're going to keep chasing because you want that. And she wants something different. She's going to leave. And then again, you're going to say she played you, but you played yourself because you went outside your lane. So number one, in your status. Number two, definitely if you want someone family, you're going to have to pause for the cause. We so frantic, that's why I said penis discipline in the beginning. We so frantic for the box that we forget what's our frame and what's our plan, and we change everything. And so you definitely want to look someone for family. And that's probably tougher than it is because, right now everybody's just doing what they need to do regarding that. And then the ultimate thing is somebody want to support you. Like for example, in my scenario and people might laugh, like for example, if somebody knock on the door, no, man, my wife's not going to that door at all, at all. If any man stepped to her and hey, that's my husband. Now, what she may do when she's around me is different, one thing, but as a unit, we know that the roles are there. For example, and people might laugh, I ain't cooked in probably 35 years, right? I don't even know what that is, right? But I got a wife. Oh, I need to cook, but she ain't never took out the garbage neither, right?
Right.
And so I'm just giving these examples. So I am a little traditional, understand the modern is there because that's still, we got to deal with that as men because that's what you see on social media. So in a nutshell, number one, someone that's in your financial bracket, your mental tax bracket, in your spiritual tax bracket, in your political tax bracket, because you hate to get a woman, everything is good, and y'all arguing every day because she turned on the news and there's some politics on, and y'all don't have an agreement with that. Y'all got to be politically on the same page. Everything got to be exactly, but y'all got to be politically, financially. Y'all got to be there because it's going to be petty stuff that's going to show up because we're human beings. So it's going to be different, but these things are significant.
Okay, I got another question. You want to jump in before I ask you the next question?
No, usually this game.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Dropping them.
This is my other question. So when we said that, and it's kind of on the same topic, and I got one more after this too, but jump in whenever you want. When we talk about an 18-year-old should date an 18-year-old, right? I think for me and his experience,
they can date, probably shouldn't have a serious relationship. Time of getting married.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. I did have a mistake.
So I feel like for me and his scenario, we were fortunate to have great experiences with women, great success. We had some bad experiences, but great success with women.
We
talk about relationships a lot, and it's just like in my adult life, I've been able to kind of pretty much have my way with women as far as like college and up, maybe a little bit before college. As far as sex, as far as getting the flag chick at the school that niggas like, getting, whatever the case may be. So I never felt like at that age, whether I had money or not, that my girl was going to leave me because I didn't have XYZ. Now, I can't say you're wrong because those relationships didn't work. So they didn't go long enough for me to say that it would have worked. You know what I'm saying? They typically ended because I was having my way with women. You know what I'm saying? However, we know more than finances go into relationships. Some of it is she just likes this guy a lot because he has an aura, because he has these whatever personality. How far does that take a guy? Because I don't know, because those relationships ended anyway. But let's say I wasn't cheating. Let's say I was just a 21-year-old with a lot of swag. All the chicks like me. I don't got no money. I got a ton of fucking aura. How far does that take a young guy? You get what I'm saying?
I'm glad you brought it up. A young guy is going to only take you it's going to take you far, but when it's time for the rubber meet the road, because it's only so long that's going to last. 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. One of y'all going to want to push the envelope. Obviously, her clock is automatically ticking based on having children, based on her age. And so it's funny that you bring it up. You talked about one of the authors that a lot of people like, Robert Kiyosaki. Okay. So him and his wife end up getting divorced and nobody's seen that coming, right? And basically what happened is to answer your question, he stopped, he fell out the frame. He didn't blame nobody else. He stopped being the best that he could be. And so all status is important, you know, because women want everything. We got like 3 or 4 things on the list, right? I mean, it's pretty much universal for the most part for men, but they got 10,000 things on the list, right? So of course you got to be able to funny, you got to have the vibe, you got to know when to talk, got to not talk, got to know when to listen, you got to know when you should have got it, you got to when you got a gift, and you got that gift, why you know this ain't gonna work for this gift, and then you got to know you should have got something for the friend, and you shouldn't have got nothing for the friend. Well, why you ain't think about
God.
You know, so all these things, right? But at the end of the day, there's no question that security is embedded in them. It's embedded, it's in the DNAs in the history. So that protection, that security, that's going to be a significant strong point, along with the other stuff. Because if you have one and don't have the other, I don't know, can we talk about can I mention the basketball wife situation on
Which
here?
one? Good.
Okay, can we go? Aisha Curry.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, so the prime example. So one thing going. So everything that you talked about today is exactly what Steph Curry messed up on. Is that all of those things? Because all them things was there, but he was so admired by knowing her and going to school with her. He was designing her, and obviously he didn't have all these other things in place. So even though you can have the money, which he has, but these other things, most women, real talk, if she know, what's the good word? If she believes she got you wrapped around her finger, she believe that you may not bust a move, ain't nobody thinking about you, she gonna show the heck out.
She showing her ass.
Yeah, she gonna show out.
Yeah, and I've had conversations with women about the Aisha Curry situation, and it's a nuance to it that a lot of women just, it's not clicking for them. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, oh, what's wrong with her saying she wanted it? You know, she had her own dreams, her own aspirations. I don't give a fuck about what she said. Why are we saying this publicly?
Yeah.
Why are we saying this publicly?
Yeah.
And you're a married woman with a husband that's a global superstar. Like, this is crazy. That's
Remember
so
I talked about
disrespectful.
earlier about the classes. You know how they have etiquette classes. You know how you put your knife here, you put your fork here, and your glass here. So what's happening is that if you was never educated, that even if you disagree with your husband or something wrong, that you don't put certain things out there. You know, even though my mother was married, certain things, you know, what happened in the house, what? Stay in the house. I mean, we know that rule, right? Yeah. So certain things you just don't do. And what she tell you, if you go to the store, no, you ain't buying this. And if you got it out of pocket, you know, you gonna know.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. What the fuck did y'all just say in unison? I don't even know what y'all said.
What happens in the house?
Stay in the house.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Check it. All right. And to that directly, I can't remember the age. I was young as hell. I could have been in the single digits, but I have this vivid memory. We was in, I want to say we was in some mall. It was me, my mom, and my dad, and my sisters probably was with us. They were talking. My parents, they were talking to somebody, and they were having a discussion or whatever. And my dad said something, and my mom basically like, no, that's not true. That ain't it. That ain't, like, she corrected him.
Okay.
Well, nothing wrong with correction now. But I believe in the way that she did it, it was like she undermined him in a public setting. And my pops, in the moment, he ain't say nothing. But I remember when we got in the car on the ride home.
It was a thing.
It was a thing.
Here's the thing.
And he was talking to her like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, next time we, like, that's cool. I'm not saying you can't correct me or whatever. But the way you did it and how I looked when you did it, that's not okay. You know what I'm saying? And Aisha Curry, you talking like this on a very global platform, perception is reality. We not in y'all house. We don't know what's going on. We don't know how you feel. We don't know how he feel. All I know is that on national TV, you know, you said you didn't want kids and you never saw yourself being married. And when a guy she was on the talk show. The dude came out with no shirt on. You did this like you was trying to take your wedding ring off. Like you seen this like naked man. You like ooh like you want to be.
What we
single.
say for the streets.
Yeah, and the other thing she's also said on that interview was like they kept asking her like, so y'all went to high school together. Do you ever see yourself with him? She was like, I thought he was gonna be like a high school basketball coach. He said he wanted to be a high school basketball coach. I mean, like I had no interest in him at all.
Wow.
It's just like these are things that even if it's the truth, you don't talk about your husband publicly in this way. This is an NBA, one of the best 3-point shooters of the 90s, son. Why the fuck did you not think he could go to the NBA?
and bringing this back to,
Why did we think
I
he
don't
was
know,
gonna
like,
be a
what
high
would you
school
think?
basketball
But this
coach?
bringing it back to what you say, one of the things you look at, also, y'all can put this on the list. Please believe me on this. You do not want a woman that's trying to compete with you.
Yeah.
In nothing. My suggestion is don't even start that. Don't play that. That ain't got nothing but negative, bad written all on it. First of all, she shouldn't be competing with you because she already wanted a man that was bigger, better, financially stronger, smarter. Make sure if it was a fight or flood, whatever. I know if I get sick, can't work, you got me covered. So she already wanted you with that. If y'all start competing, it's going to be a problem. Hence,
Absolutely.
oh, I thought I was going to be a big Aisha Kerr. I thought I was going to be a big star. There's nothing wrong for her to do this. Nothing wrong that if women want to do that, but you can't get married.
Yeah.
You can't get married unless he's a passive guy. Yeah. So he may be passive / aggressive guy, but he's still the top. And people take it real simple out here, men and women. Man, it's not easy to be successful to make 75, 100,000, $500,000, million plus.
1%.
Yeah, it ain't just like talking about it. And we think, oh, I would have been successful. I don't know about that.
Let me ask you a question. And this is my last question of the 3, and it kind of go into what you just said about unless the guy is passive. I'm gonna preface this with this. I feel like the leader of any situation is the person with the vision. I don't care who's doing the most work. I don't care who's the bread, whatever the case may be. If the person who has the vision of where we're gonna go is the leader, in my estimation, right? And that's, I don't care if we talking about a goddamn football team, the mayor of a city, the principal of a school, the head of a relationship, right? The person who has the clear-eyed view of where we're getting, how we're getting from point A to point Z is the leader. There's guys that I know who have thriving marriages from the outside looking in. Who, let's say, for example, a guy is not as educated. The particular guys I know have all been locked up, but even if they wasn't locked up, they have a certain set of skills. They're a plumber. They're a licensed plumber. They bring in home a bag. But the chick that they're dating, she bring home a bag too, maybe less than him. However, she's more acclimated to mainstream America. Mm-hmm. So she understands real estate. She understands taxes. She understands investing. He don't understand shit but how to make money and spend it.
Which happens a lot.
So we have the woman who has the vision for, hey, I'm gonna get you, I'm a dentist and I'm cool with the owners of the building, and you have a landscaping company, so I'm gonna get you this contract with the building I work in. I'm gonna get you these other contracts. We're gonna invest in real estate. We're gonna invest in finance. We're gonna do. So she's really the person who has the vision, who's orchestrating everything. He bringing home a bag, and it's, to me, in my estimation, she's the leader of this relationship. How do you view those type of situations, especially when we talk about keeping? I don't know what you call it. We
masculine
call it
frame.
The masculine frame. Mm-hmm.
That's all he was going.
He was on it. How do you like view that situation in regards
As
to masculine frame?
you said that one of the ladies in testimony, her testimony is on the back of the book. Mm-hmm. We was happening to have an appointment, a financial appointment 2 weeks ago. So somehow she brung up she want to get back into the dating things, etc. I believe she might have went to the same college you went to. No, I'm for sure she went to the same college you went to. Mm-hmm. But we gonna keep that separate at the moment. But yeah, so what I was sharing with her is that, and I had to get her to realize that you're aggressive. The chances that you're going to change, it is what it is.
Talked about that today.
You aggressive, it's not going to change. That's what it is. So if you aggressive and you get with a guy that's passive, that doesn't mean that he, quote, is, a woman or a weak. That just means his personality, his energy, some of his skill sets just may not be, it is what it is. The challenge is if you don't, women do very bad when they're in a leadership position. Can it work? I've seen very few, not a lot. Can it work? Absolutely. But that's very few. It's going to take a specific type of woman that's so unique. If you had to bet your check on it, I wouldn't bet the check that's going to last, because normally that they're going to take advantage, with that. But if it's a guy, like you say, plumbing, I have, relative, same scenario. I have a relative, pretty much he went to jail for shooting a Chicago police officer, right? And of course he did end up getting out, and then his girl got with his best friend, and he tried to shoot him. He ended up going back again, right? Man, it's get real out here, right? So anyway, though, he gets out this time though, and this young lady, but the lady, she owned a daycare center. Okay, so obviously he got felony, he got other skill sets, and like, she take him anywhere and everywhere, that do it. And so those are very rare. Those are exceptions, but that ain't the standard with that.
Absolutely.
So in that, I say can that work? Yes. Have I seen that work? Yes. Do I believe that's the standard that everyday person? No.
That's not something you should be aiming for.
No, you should
Absolutely.
not.
Okay.
And then what you want to look at, y'all know a battery, you got polarity. Okay. Polarity is the yin and yang. The polarity in the battery, you got a positive and a negative. That's why you got the feminine and the masculine. And so therefore, if she is going to be the aggressive, she has to be secure in that. He has to be 110% secure in that. And she still cannot bust him out, emasculate him in public, even though she's still leading. He still got to have, he may not have the masculine frame, but he still got the male frame.
Absolutely.
You asked 3 questions. I got something for each one of them questions. But I'm gonna actually start with 3 since that's the freshest.
Wait.
Oh, what up?
I don't want to cut you off because I just told you to do your thing like 10 times. But Rail just hit us with the hour mark. So we're going to go behind the Patreon wall. You got man's perspective before we go behind the Patreon wall, and we can jump right into what you was going to say.
All right, cool. I had like a realization today. And like I said, I go to the gym a lot, right? So, and I post my content on social media, stuff like that. And I was looking at my the last video I posted, and it just kind of hit me. I'm like, bro, every week I do the same shit. Push pull legs. There's only so many fucking exercises you could do. I record the shit every week, post it every week. It's nothing fantastic about this. There's no glitz. There's no glamour. The most entertaining thing about it is the song behind the video. That's about as entertaining as
you used my song this week too. I saw that. Go ahead though. Just go ahead. Do your thing.
I did.
I know you did. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the most entertaining thing about it is the music. And it led me to think about how most people, and we're gonna start with fitness, but I'm gonna segue into finances. But like with fitness, most people can't get in shape because it's not glamorous, it's not fun, it's mundane, it's boring, and it's the same routine. The food is the same, the exercise is the same, and most people, we have, like, I'm pretty sure you heard of TikTok brain, like the attention span of a goldfish. You know what I'm saying? So you can't eat the same foods every day. You're bored. You can't do the same workouts 3 times a week, whatever, however many times you're going. The routine doesn't change. It's boring. But a lot of our success is in boring shit. A lot of our success is in routine, mundane things that you just have to get done. It doesn't have to be entertaining. It doesn't have to be super fun. It's just, I have to do this shit. I have to get it done.
Well, one thing they talked about, and I forgot the author of the book. Of course, Kanye, everybody talk about it, and y'all probably heard of it. Basically, it takes 10,000 hours for
That's
you.
Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers.
I'm glad you remind me of that. But it takes 10,000 hours for you to become, obviously, someone that has perfected a skill. Mm-hmm. And we all heard repetition is the key to mastery. And I talked about earlier how Reggie Miller talked about it ain't shooting from the 3-point line going to teach you how to, it's doing the basics.
Yeah.
The 15, 17, 19, that nobody want to do the stairs. Everybody want the elevator. And that's what, and again, and that's in everything. That's in fitness. Mm-hmm. That's in relationship. That's also in finance, because in relationship, it's the basic stuff that we stop doing. Because when you're in the honeymoon stage and you're doing all the kissing and how you doing and the sending the notes, and you got to consistently do those things, because it's going to come a period, like I say, even with friends. And like I say, I lost my brother and we fought like, enemies, but also we fought in the streets as brothers, right? With that, and there's no question that I loved him, and I know that he loved me as well. But it's certain things that we done that we built that, and you got to do basic stuff.
Yep.
And if you do that, it'll happen. And somehow we get sidetracked in fitness and finance and definitely relationships. And the best thing, my wife said, and this is true, y'all might not know this, said if you really want your relationship to last, do not get on a reality TV show.
I was just finna sign up for it.
Oh,
They just
you told me you like your girl. You told me everything's going good now.
they've been DMing me, man. They trying to get me on this show.
Don't do it now. Remember I told her first, right?
You know, it's recorded. But to piggyback off that, what's easy to do is easy not to do. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna finish chopping it up behind the Patreon. Y'all definitely want to tune in with that. You go ahead.
Yeah, and if y'all want to get the book, y'all can go to, of course, cashflowfollowassets.com, cashflowfollowassets.com. After 5, a millionaire, show you how to buy your time back, let you know freedom is not for sale. If you're really talking about empowering yourself in your relationship, that's definitely a book you want to get.
Where can they find you at? Are you on the social medias? Like, where you at?
Yes, they can find me pretty much on all platforms under Fahim Muhammad, the Freedom Coach. So you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, X, all those particular things. Instagram, of course, as well.
Is it like a @Fahim _ anything like that?
No, Fahim Muhammad, the Freedom Coach, and I think sometimes maybe Cash Flow Builder. But they put Fahim Muhammad, the Freedom Coach. I am the one and only, the real deal.
Absolutely.
So that was gonna be easy right there.
Absolutely, man. So as we always say, man, keep walking the path of self-improvement. If you chasing anything in life, make sure you keep your foot on the gas. Give it everything you got. Give yourself some positive self-talk this week, man. Give yourself some positive self-talk. Oh, before you get out of here, advice for boy moms.
I thought you didn't have it.
I typically do advice for boy moms. I don't have it this week. Do you want to give boy? So this is the thing. This podcast is made for men, by men. It's supposed to be a safe space for men. We've never had a female guest. Yeah, it might happen one day in the future, but we never had a female guest. And it's just all about, men having a safe space to express and to try to build without the correction of a woman jumping in and being like, y'all need to I don't want that.
Yeah.
Right? However, because I got a nice smile, Jones got a nice smile, you got a nice smile, it's 70% women who follow the podcast, even though we made it for men.
Okay.
So, you're like, how do we cater to that? Because a lot of these young women who follow the podcast, some of them is like, hey, my pops died. I don't have brothers. So this is the only... I came across y'all and it felt, it feels familiar.
Perspective that they can get.
It's the only male perspective that we could get. Some of them is like, my dad not around, I have no brother, whatever the case may be. So it's like different reasons that women listen to this podcast, and it's real reasons. So a lot of the women who listen have children, and some of them have boys, and they're raising boys alone. So because this podcast is centered around men, and it's a lot of women raising men, we try to get them advice for how to raise these men properly. You want to give some advice to the women about?
Yes, a few things. Number one, and a lot of things we already mentioned, but just to bring it all together. Number one, seriously, find mentors, male mentors. That's one thing I would suggest. The next thing, and you had talked about earlier, you gotta have a vision that. Sit down with your son. Doesn't matter what the age is. They can always change their vision. They can change their goals, but they need to have something they're working towards. The next thing that I would say for sure, and men need it, everybody need it, but men need it more. Accountability and structure. I repeat, accountability and structure. That our day and time should be mapped out, because the most that normally young ladies do is get pregnant, and they may do some small activities. Males is different. We're going to do the sex, we're going to do criminal activities, and everything else under the sun. So if
you saying like some of the negative things young people do?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So if our time, so the structure that I'm suggesting, accountability, if we have something where our time is structured, that pretty much from really sun up to sundown. And so my suggestion is you can create your own little template, your own little Word doc, is just map out what your son is doing from the time that they get up to the time they go to sleep, and make sure that it can be filled with some reward, recognition, entertainment, but they should have more work than they have entertainment. So when they get into 6th grade, 7th grade, see, a lot of times that women like to say, which I understand, my baby. And he 14. You talk about my baby. He 12. You talk about baby. So I do understand. We always going to be, of course, your mother's child, but you have to start looking at and preparing them at a younger age. And that's why I say you got to prepare a child the way you want them to go. And so the younger that you start, the more the habit come. And as you talked about earlier, people don't want to do the basics because they're not used to it. Repetition is the key to mastery. If they get used to do it, it's a less likely chance that they won't go far left. But even if they do go far left, they're going to come back.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man. So with that, we're going to wrap up, man. Decide, plan, sacrifice.
Shoot.
We out.
So, God in the gate.